What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chats with the Freak. My name is Emmy, and if you guys have been following me at all, you guys should know who, well, these guys are, if I know which way I'm pointing. Shipping the charge ups for one of my first guests on the podcast, and I'm really happy to have them back. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing great, Emmy. How are you?
I'm doing good, trying to stay sane with all this COVID madness. I know you guys are in Pittsburgh, obviously, and PA just got shut down. I'm kind of waiting. I'm like in that weird mid-state between PA, West Virginia, and Ohio, and I technically work in Ohio, so I'm like waiting to see if like Ohio is gonna like follow suit with it. So it's definitely a nerve-wracking time right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with everything. So how have you guys been handling the whole PA situation with everything kind of getting shut back down again? Are you guys holding up well up there?
Doing the best we can. It's like it feels like we're like in life between two shutdowns, and we're just feeling lucky that we were able to squeeze a couple of gigs in between, the May reopening and the December reclosing. So we haven't had too much live action this year, but feel real fortunate that we were able to get a few gigs in.
Right, for sure. And I know you guys are promoting a new single right now, which I'll get to in a minute, but I know for sure you guys did the new record back in March, and promoting a record right when everything was shutting down and stuff definitely had to be difficult.
Yeah, I really feel like it could have blown up a lot more than it did. It was like we just started sending out press kits and everything, and then a big part of our plan was to get college radio behind it and everything. And like as soon as we sent out the press kits, all of a sudden we start getting emails back from college radio saying, "Hey, we're shutting down for the year." And then social media was filled with shutdown stuff. The media websites, newspapers, alt weeklies, what have you, they're all writing about COVID. We had a big album release party planned that usually is a great way to bring a record into the world, and everything just, it was like the window just closed on us just as we were about to jump through it. And it is what it is. We're not the only artist affected, but it definitely didn't allow us to really blow up the record as much as we had hoped.
Right. No, for sure. And I think a lot of bands, even at your level and maybe even a little higher, they depend on touring and doing shows to either retain or grow their fan base. And when you're releasing a new album in the middle of this, I feel like that's definitely complicated. But I think you guys have done a really good job with promoting, like you were saying, with the press kits and stuff. I think you guys do a really good job at getting the word out about your music and stuff like that. So I think that you guys have definitely promoted this to the best of your abilities and have done pretty damn well everything going on. But how would you say your fan base has received the record and the new single that you guys just put out?
The existing fan base has been great. We are so thankful for their undying support, and it's been really well received. Where we hit the snag was growing that fan base. Being able to go and play in different states and play with different national acts and things like that. That's really where it kind of kept us within our own circle. But the great news is that we have a lot of great fans and friends in that circle, and they let us know that we're still loved.
That's awesome. And I think we definitely all need that, especially this year, knowing that we have people that support us and I kind of did a post about that on my social media the other day about we need people in, whether it's in a business aspect, a personal aspect, whatever. This year, I feel like you definitely need a lot of people that support you and kind of push you forward.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So I kind of teased it a little bit. So tell me a little bit about this new single that you guys put out. It's like a ode to getting rid of 2020, as I would like to call
it. Yeah, the song is called Under the Exit Sign, and it kind of relives all the hardships that we've endured as a country and as a world in 2020. But really underlying all that are some very positive messages. It's, it has messages of unity, of everlasting friendship, of overcoming hardship, and most of all, hope. The situation that we're all in today isn't going to last forever. That doesn't mean it's going to end tomorrow or next week or next month. There's still some challenges ahead, but there is hope, and we have to be able to endure the challenging times and be ready for the new world that awaits for us. Because I think a lot of us, even though we're all struggling now and there's a lot of anger, especially on social media, I think we as a world are going to get to the point where we're not going to take good times for granted anymore. And this is really just a song of hope about, getting through the exit door of 2020 and into a brighter year.
That's awesome. Yeah. And hopefully 2021 holds a lot better stuff for all of us, and we're not all just like cooped up in our houses being scared. But I think you're definitely right. I think that the world definitely needs like a lot of hope right now and everything, to look forward and kind of to look past the hate, because I feel like no matter what way people go right now, there's always somebody like saying something negative. So I think bringing the positivity, and you guys like a whole have very positive messages in your music. So I think that's a very positive thing that you guys have put out so much content this year.
Thanks. I mean, that's where we tried to like overcome the restrictions on touring and stuff. I'm looking at it right now. It's on the other side of the computer. There's a whiteboard with some 2020 goals that I wrote on December of last year. And, some of those things we didn't accomplish, about like the number of states we wanted to play in or the number of magazines we wanted to get our albums reviewed in. But in terms of the content that we've put out, if we can't play live, then let's put out more videos. And that's what we've done.
Yeah. No, I think that's very, very good. And it's definitely been showing how everyone's very creative in this time. I know, if I remember correctly, you guys were doing a lot of live streams during the first shutdown and kind of using a lot of social media to engage your fans. And I feel like a lot of people have been using this platform in a very good way and been getting creative with how to bring people in and try to, even if they haven't grown their fan base necessarily, to kind of keep their current fan base engaged and keep them kind of having stuff to look at and keep themselves occupied, because we're all going crazy right now, right?
Yeah, for sure. And live streaming is something we want to do more of. And in fact, like right now, I think during the first shutdown, we saw like, you could do a live stream at anything, just a loud band in a basement room, and people would accept it. And now I think, there's been so many live streams that you got to take things to a higher quality level. And that's one of the things we're trying to do. And I got to give this guy credit over here about his flexibility. Because one of the things that we're working on to get a higher quality live stream is using a realistic sounding electronic drum set. And, with acoustic drums in a small room, like a practice room or whatever, it's very, very difficult to get a good quality sound that, you can be proud of. But with electronic drums, there's volume knobs and stuff that you can turn down and really craft your sound. When I first presented the idea to Jeff, now Jeff's a traditionalist, man. He bashes in a very traditional fashion, the way his heroes bash. I was like, oh yeah, I invested in an electronic drum set so we could do live streaming, because in the back of my mind, we're going to have to do a lot of live streaming if we want people to hear us. And Jeff, you could probably describe how that experience worked for you best.
Well, when you go from, like Chip said, when you go from bashing and hitting as hard as you could to the point where I had surgery, I'm blaming on Chip, actually. Back in 2019, I had to get my elbow cut open and get surgery. But I like to hit acoustic. You can feel it. Any drummer out there would understand what I'm saying. To go from that to playing electronic kit, I was like, yeah, all right. All right. I mean, I wasn't going to say, hey, Chip, I'm done, man. because I still believe in his vision, and I always did actually. But I got behind it, and we didn't even have the headset the first night, but I started playing around with it. And the unique thing about originally I was thinking, when he texted me, I'm thinking it's pads. So you're just going to play pads, the old electronic, like Roland, Yamaha made pads. But this is a mesh tunable drum kit, every drum on it. And I started playing and I'm like, wow, man. And then the more I messed around with the module, which I haven't even gotten into as much as I want to, one day I will. I was like, wow. No brainer, man. And then you did the outdoor show here where Chip lives, Chip Studios, right outside, man. And it was like a great, you don't have the good vision, the visual of a drum set. Everybody wants, when you walk into a show, man, you want to see that massive drum kit. You got this little small thing, but I'll tell you what, the sound that it puts out and the way it feels. And now I use a headset every now and then. And yeah, it's like concert sound, studio sound. So it really took me for a different curve, that's for sure. But I'm enjoying it. We were just jamming. We did 2 songs tonight before we came on here.
That's awesome. Yeah, I find that a lot with electronic drum sets. I don't find it a lot in like the rock and metal scene, but I see a lot of the bigger bands in like the pop kind of vibe doing it. I know there's a pop artist by the name of Jake Miller. He uses electronic drums, and I thought that was really interesting, and I never knew like the technology behind it. So I just like learned something. That's awesome.
You know what else is funny about that is electronic drums are used, like, you know, Neil Peart from Rush.
Yeah.
He had a whole set like I'm playing right now, but it was more compressed. He had pads as well. But,
oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you go look at his whole lineup, man, I mean, he had that thing can do magic for a drummer. I'll tell you that. You know, guitars, they all have these pedals and stuff, and they can. Here's the drummer. You have your drums, and that's it. This thing really, it opens up the door for me to kind of, oops, I made a mistake, but nobody heard it.
Yeah, no, I didn't even know that he did that. I'm such a big Rush fan. I'm really surprised I didn't know he had like electronic drums. That's crazy. That's awesome. That's really cool. So I know you guys were obviously getting into the holiday season, and last year I mentioned I had you guys on, and well, I think I had Chip on. I don't think I had Chip and Molly on. It was just me talking about you guys released a single last year, Black and Gold Christmas, and you guys did some great stuff for the Pittsburgh community with the food bank and stuff like that. And I'm hoping, as we were talking a little bit before Lee came on live, I hope that kind of gets like a second win this year, because I thought that song was so catchy. It's such a good, like, I guess it's because I'm from Pittsburgh that I'm like, yeah, this is my shit. Like, let's go. It's awesome. So hopefully you guys get like a second wind on that.
Yeah, that's where we're hoping. You know, it'd be nice if the community continues to embrace it, and it, you know, kind of becomes a tradition. You know, everyone loves holiday traditions, and would love to be a part of that with our songs. So fingers crossed that it'll continue to have its traction.
Yeah, for sure. I love the little like subtle like Pittsburgh analogies in it too. Like, not like taking the music video out of it, like just the song itself. I'm just like, hey, I got that. And I don't think anybody that's from Pittsburgh won't get that.
The one thing that you will never get to recapture, which was a complete on the spot,
yeah,
what just happened, and you know what I'm about to say probably, was in the video. A lot of people don't know what I do for a living, and we'll leave it at that. But the bus that went into the sinkhole right by the convention center, and Chip was just happened to be at that very moment walking by, and was able to capture it, and it went right into the video. I mean,
yeah,
nobody could ever capture that.
Yeah, timing was perfect on that.
Oh my God. That's being in the right place at the right time, because I remember seeing that on social media. I'm like, how does a bus fall in the road in Pittsburgh? Like, that's the best Pittsburgh.
Only in Pittsburgh. That's all fixed now. You can use the 10th Street bypass now. It's a little nerve-wracking. You sit at that red light, which I would sit at every morning. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, oh boy, did they fix this the right way?
Here it comes again.
Yeah, here it goes. I feel something vibrating.
Oh my God, it's like, oh no, this is happening. Like, I find that funny too. Like, anytime you go past something that you like I don't know, that you saw happen, like maybe if you saw like a car accident there or whatever, every time like I drive past anything that was like that, it's like, oh boy, I hope this is okay. So I couldn't imagine driving down like in Pittsburgh and seeing a bus in the road, because I would never look at that street the same way again. I'd be like, ah, every time I was going over it. Oh my God, it's so crazy. So thank you guys for doing this with me. I really appreciate it. And everyone go, I will be linking the new single and the record in the bio and everything like that. You got any words you want to send us off with us?
Hey, we just want to wish all of our Yinzers, both current Yinzers as well as transplants elsewhere, a black and gold Christmas. And, the nice, you mentioned about our album coming out during a bad time. There's always new music to discover, even if it's 6 months old. So if anyone hasn't discovered Lightning in Our Veins yet, we encourage them to go check that out and let us know if it was a after the fact surprise, because we're real proud of that record and look forward to getting it in the ears of more people as we continue on.
That's awesome.
Stay positive for 2021, because everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to, just like anything else, man. The wheel broke, we're going to fix it. Everybody's going to come back together, and rock and roll will be what it was, and probably even it's going to be way more powerful now. And we look forward to 2021 for sure.
Amen.
We're all going to come back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
We're all going to come back with a vengeance and ready to go and be playing so many shows. We're not going to know what to do with ourselves, right?
Oh yeah,
people are just going to come out. It's going to be.
It's going to be awesome. Well, thank you guys again for doing this with me, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday night.
Thanks, Emmy. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.